So hello, welcome back again. In this video we're going to talk about UFC 280 main event and the feature fight, because these are the two fights that I was really looking to talk on my YouTube. I'm looking forward to talk on my YouTube because these two fights were actually, I have predicted both of them wrong, but these fights were very intriguing, and these fights were like will be the topic of debate for some time, because the first fight I'm going to talk about is Sean O'Malley versus Petr Yan, and many people believed that Petr Yan is going to win. I was one of them, and I thought Petr Yan was going to win because Petr Yan has that crazy boxing style. He's very good in defensive boxing. He maintains that distance with his hand, and he just try to do the stance switch and kick, and a couple of things that I thought would be very interesting to see someone against Petr Yan. And I thought Petr Yan, someone against like Petr Yan, someone against like Sean O'Malley, and I thought that would be very great to see that Sean O'Malley against Petr Yan. And I thought that the problem with Petr Yan was the range, because Sean O'Malley was tall. He's 5 feet 11 and Petr Yan is 5 feet 7, although I think they are like taller, couple of inches taller. I think Sean O'Malley is 5'9" and Petr Yan is 5'5" or 5'6". I mean, not that tall, but I think the range on Sean O'Malley was really far, and he was trying to maintain that distance and hit and stay on the outside and do the work. Like, that's very smart strategy from Sean O'Malley. And many people are saying that Corey Sandhagen has the same height as Petr Yan, probably tall, same height as Sean O'Malley, and probably has like longer reach than Sean O'Malley. But there is a problem here. Like, Sean O'Malley really fights like someone who is 5 feet 11. He doesn't fight in close ranges. All his punches are from the long distance, and he tries to maintain distance in his fight. So, but Corey Sandhagen, although he's a very dynamic striker, but he doesn't strike like same as Sean O'Malley, but he's more technical, so that kind of evens it out. So I thought that this fight would be Petr Yan would straight up knock out Sean O'Malley or something like that. I don't know why I thought like that, but Petr Yan gives you that vibe, like he's going to do absolutely crazy things in there. Like, whatever he wants to do, he can do. That's what I get. That's the vibe I get from Petr Yan. So that's what I thought he would do. But interestingly, this fight went for 3 rounds, and the point of debate in this fight is the judging criteria. Like, why are you trying to give Sean O'Malley a fight where he literally outlanded Petr Yan with like 10 to 15 punches, but also Petr Yan landed crazy kicks, so, but also Sean O'Malley landed a beautiful knee, like on his beneath the or in the orbital bone, and it just started leaking really bad. It just looked like a very bad cut on Petr Yan, and it looked like Petr Yan was literally having problems, and also he has cut over the eye, so it was really bad for Petr Yan. And I thought that judges should give Petr Yan this fight, because literally when the fight was going on, I was worried that probably some judge will give it to Sean O'Malley, but I didn't thought that. I thought it could be a split decision, which was a really interesting take. I thought it could be a split decision. That's interesting and intriguing thing to say on the first thing. Like, I didn't have this idea like 2 judges will give it to Sean O'Malley. I was disappointed because I thought that Petr Yan would literally knock out Sean O'Malley, but that didn't happen. But to be honest, like, Sean O'Malley lost this fight, Petr Yan won, but judges thought it differently, and that's what happened. Kind of surprised me, because the judging criteria in itself says that, when you take an opponent down and you try to strike him on the ground and try to do that ground and pound thing, I think that's good enough to say that you were in the dominant position, even if you're not passing the half guard and not trying to be on full mount or something like that. But he was doing that. Like Petr Yan took down. There was also one big slam in the first round. So I don't know what the judges were looking at, but that's how it has been for Petr Yan, and that's really sad for Petr Yan, losing the way that he lost the belt, and then Aljamain Sterling getting that sneaky little win, very crazy little win, from the barest of margins. I didn't thought on that fight Petr Yan was also the judges got it wrong. So, and then now losing this fight against Sean O'Malley, probably he has to win 2 to 3 more fights before even being in the contention of a title fight. So I really feel bad for Petr Yan. He is my favorite in the UFC, my favorite boxer in the UFC. I've done this video 6 to 7 months ago where I said that Petr Yan is literally my favorite boxer in the UFC. So I'm really I'd feel bad for Petr Yan. And also Sean O'Malley probably gets a title shot with this kind of win. So not good for the division, not good for the UFC. They literally are becoming like boxing. I thought that I was scared, because I thought that if this fight goes to judges, probably they might give it to Sean O'Malley, and that's what happened. And now I'm going to talk about Aljamain Sterling and TJ Dillashaw in a video, or probably not going to talk about it, because that fight was pretty much lackluster. Because I don't know why they allowed this fight to continue, even they knew that the shoulder of TJ Dillashaw was literally popping out all the time, 20 times before the actual fight, 20 times it has been popping out, and they are trying to put it back in and trying to prepare TJ Dillashaw for the fight. And TJ Dillashaw, he literally won my respect back, because in a sense, continuing this fight, and literally he was Aljamain Sterling looked like he was a featherweight in front of TJ Dillashaw looked like a flyweight, and he looked like a featherweight, 2 to 3 weight classes above the TJ Dillashaw. So that's why I think this fight was kind of literally I said I won't talk about this fight, and I'm talking about this fight, where you should try to not try to take that risk. You could have said give this title shot to another person, and I'm going to be ready for this fight after some time. So that's all about that fight. Now I'm going to talk about the main event, because that fight was really intriguing to me, and I predicted that fight wrong also. And Makhachev was really good, to be honest. He literally maintained the distance and tried not to throw short hooks and all that. He just threw longer punches than Charles Oliveira, and off the counter. That's the really good thing. I think I didn't expect, I know Khabib is intelligent. He is really intelligent, but I never thought that Makhachev is as much intelligent as Khabib, because I don't know whether it was coaching of Khabib that did it, but Makhachev was really, he was really intelligent. He just tried to maintain distance, and when Charles Oliveira misses, and he just throw his punch, and off the counter Charles Oliveira goes down, and he did that judo throw 2 in the first round. So that was really interesting. And in the second round he dropped him. And the really, really nice thing that I really want to talk about is the way that he finished the fight. Literally, you would never ever get on that level of intelligence. he could have done the ground pound thing that Khabib used to do, just I'm going to smash you, something like that. But no, he just or he could have gone through something like, like you know what, Tars or something like that, like on the ground. He can do many different types of chokes, or even triangle. But he knew as soon as he's going to give that distance, distance between his body and Charles Oliveira's body, Charles Oliveira is going to throw crazy submissions, and probably reverse the position. So really interesting decision, really intelligent. He just tried to maintain, he just close the distance and on the body of Charles Oliveira, and then they just really just applied the pressure and got it done, like triangle, arm triangle finish. And I thought that that was the only valid submission that can be applied against Charles Oliveira, because any submission you will apply against Charles Oliveira is going to counter you. So that was great, like, I mean, I'm really excited to see Makhachev's reign in the coming years, because that was really interesting. I thought that Makhachev will lose against good jiu-jitsu players, but now I think like he's not going to lose against jiu-jitsu players, because his jiu-jitsu might even be better than Khabib, because the way he implemented his game plan was really interesting. I mean, if that was not coached by Khabib, I think like he has the best jiu-jitsu including Khabib in the lightweight division. So I mean, Khabib is now retired, so I think Makhachev will rule the division for the coming years, and that's sad because he has good wrestling and I like wrestling, but that's sad. I mean, like, I want good strikers, good boxers to win, but that's the way it is, because it's mixed martial arts, so every martial arts is mixed. So let's just have a wrestling champion. That's sad. I'm really sad for Charles Oliveira. And like, one thing I will also say is Charles Oliveira's title reign should be reigned above Khabib's reign, because he literally did what Khabib, literally carried the belt for and made it exciting again. I mean, Khabib fights were exciting, but Charles Oliveira's fights were literally, the feeling that I got from that fight were really literally crazy fights against Justin Gaethje, against Dustin Poirier, the way he finished them. So he should be respected. The champ had a name, and his name was Charles Oliveira, and now champ has a name that is different, but that's a different story. But the champ had a name, and his name was Charles Oliveira. He missed weight, but in my mind he defended belt for two times, okay? And also he defended Michael Chandler, not Quinta, like Khabib defeated. So Charles Oliveira's title reign is above than Khabib in my mind. That's it for the video. If you like the content, please like, share and subscribe. The purpose of this channel is to accumulate viewers from all different part, like all different types of striking or wrestling, or probably whichever martial arts they like and whatever type of preferences they have, because in reality I like friends who likes martial arts, so I lack them. I really lack them. I like them and I lack them. So if you like the content, please like, share and subscribe. Peace.